Hi there, Dr. Trey here to give you a few tips and things to remember as you get started on the interactive media project. First of all, read everything. Read everything before you start. Do not skim the materials, the assignment, the instructions, any videos I make for you about different things. Make sure you read and watch everything in its entirety. There's a lot to remember. Even though it's a fun project, it's kind of difficult. Well, I'm not going to say difficult. Multifaceted is a better descriptor. So it's best that you make sure that you read through everything before you actually dig in and get started. Okay. Very important that you make sure you're familiar with everything. Next, you want to start your reading with the assignment link. You can also see the syllabus for the project info. But in the assignment link, you'll find that the guidelines, the specifications, and the timeline for the whole process is there. So make sure you read the assignment link first, okay? And then go back to the resources that you'll be using in order to complete the project, to learn and to figure out how to use the tool. So everything that you'll need to actually create your piece, you want to go back to that stuff last. Next, as a reminder, the start of this development process, again, is the learning and planning phase. Remember, during this phase, you are playing around, you're getting your feet wet, you're planning your piece out, you're storyboarding, you're making decisions about what things will look like, and about which tool you're going to use to create your piece. So keep in mind that there isn't anything due, just like last time at the end of the week. Just complete your planning and playing around and learning process. And you should also be activating your tool, your software trial, if that's applicable. If you chose to use one of the industry standard tools, you want to activate it at this time during this week. Okay. So about the tools, you're free to use the industry standard tool, but if you decide to go with something simple and ubiquitous, check out PowerPoint. Remember, I was talking about this in class. I have resources in the module about how to use PowerPoint to design your interactive multimedia learning object. It has a lot of features that are pretty slick and that often go underutilized, So this is a great opportunity to learn to be creative with a tool that we already know and that everyone usually has, and to learn about those underutilized features. Also, remember that you're not limited to the tools for which I have resources. If I don't have learning resources in our module for a tool that you're interested in, please check out YouTube for help videos. You can also check out LinkedIn Learning. That's another tool that you can get a subscription for. I think it's like $30 a month, and you can just do that for a month or two, or however long you need to learn. I use that a lot. I use YouTube more than anything, though, because YouTube, there's cool instructional design folks on YouTube that have videos on just about any tool you can think of. There are way too many tools out there for me to know and have resources on all of them. So it's important that you feel empowered to go after a tool that you like, even if I don't have resources on it. Keep in mind that many workplaces often adopt their tools based on their budget being limited, and they may not have the funding to afford to use a tool like Articulate. Captivate is a little less expensive, but it's still pretty expensive. So getting used to learning something new on your own kind of turns you into a power tech user, and you'll make yourself really savvy and pretty marketable if you can just dive in with a new tool and figure it out, just something to think about. Going on to peer reviews, remember that the system assigns peer reviews to everyone who has submitted the work, okay? And it does this just after the due date at 11:59 p.m. So like midnight, or I think I put like a 30-minute window in there, to allow in case you're a little bit after midnight. But keep in mind that the system will not assign peer reviews to you unless you have turned in your work. So let me know if you miss that deadline, because you'll just be sitting waiting for a peer review that will never come. Last, look for messages and little updates from me along the way. This project, as I said, is a little more challenging than the last one. So you may find yourself needing to talk through things or needing some guidance, depending on how familiar you are with this kind of tool and this kind of work. So I do think you'll have fun. And I hope that you have a good time and just be light about the process. Okay. Remember, this really is an experiment. You want to think of it as time to play. I don't want you to be stressed and worried about your grade. Okay. If you have submit a project that has some kind of issue, I am not going to just slap a grade on it. Okay. I'm going to work with you to fix it, to revise it, because it's really important to me, that you relax and just enjoy the learning process instead of worrying about your grade. And there's plenty of time to make revisions before putting your project in the final portfolio. So if anything comes up, as usual, please let me know. I look forward to seeing what you guys do. And thanks for watching, and happy creating.